Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a Jinx Listener by me. So let's get into it. Jinx was always touching you. She was restless sometimes and she was very affectionate. She'd loop her arms around your waist absent-mindedly while talking, tug at your hand when she wanted your attention, run her fingers through your hair when she was bored. Sometimes she just curled up against you, pressing herself into your side, like she was afraid you'd slip away if she let go. Sometimes you wondered if her love language was touch, and you were quite sure you were right. So, with all of this, it was no wonder she found out eventually. It had been a long day for the both of you. You were both sprawled on the bed, in the dim glow of the single flickering light bulb that Jinx had never bothered to replace. She was rambling about something. Probably some ridiculous plan she had cooked up for next time. And you were only half listening, your body warm and heavy with exhaustion. And then, her fingers, still holding your hand, trailed up slowly, and your sleeve rolled. You weren't really paying attention, nearly half asleep. You only really started focusing when you heard her go quiet. And that's when you noticed something was up. She gripped your arm just a little tighter. What's this? Your heart stopped, a slow creeping dread settling in your stomach. Jinx never asked questions so calmly. She either didn't ask at all, or she demanded things in her usual excited manner. But this calmness on her, it was different. Her voice was different, quieter, and you turned your head slightly, following her gaze. Shit. It was just what you thought. You didn't want this to happen. You weren't ready for this. Your scars were showing, and you tried to tug your arm away, tried to play it off, but Jinx didn't let you. Her grip wasn't rough, and was not painful, just firm, not letting you pull your hand away. She was not going to let you run from this, not as you desired. Babe? She said slowly, her voice quiet, and you swallowed hard. Jinx, it's not. She sat up, pulling your arm toward her, so the scars were fully visible under the dim light, and the room suddenly felt a lot smaller, more suffocating. Jinx wasn't moving, wasn't blinking, wasn't saying anything. She was staring, and for the first time since you met her, you had no idea what she was thinking and what was on her mind. The silence between you stretched on, and that's when you decided and realized that maybe you should have said something. You really should have, but you couldn't. You couldn't find the words. You couldn't even think. And then, how long have you been doing this? Her voice was softer than you'd ever heard it, like she wasn't sure if she wanted to hear the answer. You hesitated. Jinx, how long? She asked again, insistent. She would not let this go, and you knew it. You exhaled shakily. A long time. Her fingers ghosted over one of the lines. Some were faint, old, some were newer, too new. And Jinx noticed. She wasn't stupid. Her lips pressed into a thin line. You still do it, don't you? Your throat tightened, and you looked around, trying to come up with something. Don't lie to me. Please, when you saw the way she was looking into your eyes, pleading. Not only that, but she sounded hurt. You let out a slow breath, forcing yourself to meet her gaze. Not anymore. I promise. Her eyes searched yours, trying to figure out if you were telling the truth. And a couple moments passed. Then she sighed. A long, heavy sound that carried too much weight. Her grip on your arm didn't loosen. Her thumb traced along one of the scars, her fingers moving with a touch so gentle it made your chest ache. What made you stop? You, Jinx. And she blinked, her head tilted slightly, her usual chaotic energy nowhere to be found. Me? You nodded. I I didn't think I'd ever stop. Didn't think it mattered. But then I met you. And you make life worth living. She looked at you for a little bit more, then pressed her lips against yours, then brought your arm up, kissing every single mark you left, one by one. And she looked into her eyes as she did so, full of love and something else. I'm proud of you. I am. Jinx hardly ever said anything like that. She didn't do serious emotions, unless they were wrapped up in laughter and chaos. But now, she was looking at you like you were something precious. Really? You asked quietly, and Jinx let out a shaky breath. Nodding, she laced her fingers with yours. And if you ever feel like doing it again, talk to me. Her grip tightened, and you exhaled, squeezing your hand back. I will. I promise you. And then she hugged you, tight, warm, and real, and you melted into her embrace, letting her hold you and letting yourself believe her. And for the first time in a long time, you didn't feel so alone.